Alright guys, finally getting some good days to get a lot of mileage on this board. I'm up to 500 miles, so finally give you a little rundown of the board. My thoughts after 500 miles. Um, Not a lot I'm going to be able to add to this other than what's already out there too. So, but real world riding this thing has been amazing. Compared to the GT, it's night and day difference. The power, the capability this has, just the go over curbs and everything else, just way more powerful than the GT. So, um, got this a few months back. Weather was kind of crappy for a while, so I didn't get to do a ton of riding with it. Finally, been out a lot on it every single day here, putting a ton of miles on, and this thing's awesome. So, let's see, rundown. We got the tire here. I actually like this tire a lot, probably because it's almost a carbon copy of the TFL Enduro. But I don't plan on changing this thing out until it's wore out. 500 miles on it. I mean, it's wearing down, but it's still got a ton of tread on it. Um, this compared to the GT, you got the 10 LED bars here that gives you a better indication of your battery level. The foot pad, have not had a single issue with that, with engagement or anything else. The lights on the front and back of the board are not as bright as the GT, but they're fine. I have these. What the heck was this color? I think moon gray was the color of the fenders I threw on the side to protect it. Um, but yeah, the plastic is definitely a little cheap. There's two screws under here that help hold the foot pad in place. All four of those screw holes came with one little crack through it, but there's multiple screw holes throughout that help hold it in place. So that honestly hasn't been an issue. Um, this is the regular ADV with the Pro Pack. The axle carriers are adjustable. However, they're kind of a pain in the ass when it comes to changing them out. So you got to take these two out, and then there's like a T-shaped bar in here that I think it's 6 screws you have to remove just to adjust it. But I've been keeping it at pretty much normal height, right about middle there. So let's see here. Charge port. Ended up printing up 3D printed charge port. I may end up putting a few of these up on Etsy if people want to buy them. It's been great. Never had a problem with it falling out. The only issue so far I've had with this board is the power plug. Let's see if I could show you guys this. It's really loose. You kind of see it moving around, and so because it's loose, I have to hold the other side of the board and really press hard to power it off. Um, Not a huge issue, but an issue that may progressively get worse in the future. So I reached out to Tony, and he sent me a whole new front box with a motor plug already in it and a new power plug. So I haven't got around to changing that out yet, but I mean, for customer service wise, you really can't beat it. And I've received it in like a week. The So when I initially bought this, of course, I was a little bit nervous because it's with the cryptocurrency. So I waited a while to make sure everyone else was getting their boards and everything. And I tell you what, it's 100% a legit company, despite how hard Future Motion is trying to keep them down. It did take a while to get, but yeah. That being said, it's a great board. I would suggest this for anyone, especially for the price that you're going to pay for this compared to a GT or a GTS. It's just going to be better. Something I've seen online that I have not had an issue with is the BMS is, I guess, a charge and discharge BMS. So if the voltage drops too low, a few people have had the board shut off on them. It suggested that under 30%, you take it pretty easy. If not, just take it home and charge it, depending on what you're pushing on this. I have not had that issue. I've drained the battery twice and got the first time 31 miles, the second time 30 miles in this thing, before it started Captain Morganing me, and no issues with the BMS cutting out. Now, when I hit 30% on the battery, I took it pretty slow. I think my top speed then was, I hovered around 12 miles an hour because I'm getting older and I don't bounce quite the way I used to. So if I crash, it's going to hurt. Um, but yeah, other than that, can't really knock this board at all. It's great to control. It was easy to set up. You follow Tony's instructions. Then when I hooked it up to the Float Control app, was made by Surfed Auto there, it also had a couple other values that I may have screwed up that I had to change. Super easy to go back into the Vest tool and fix it. And like I said, I've been riding this thing nonstop. Now I'm up to 500 miles and really no issues other than that power button, which is still functioning. It's just really loose and probably eventually going to go on me here. So my goal right now is to attempt to just leave that button there because Tony's supposed to be coming out with the V2 controller and BMS for this. So if I can just wait till then when I rip the board apart for those parts, I'll probably just install the new controller in the front box that he sent out with the new power plug or power button. So all right, guys. Eventually here I'll try to get some riding done. I recently switched over my GT with the Thor 300. So I'll go over that with you guys a little bit too when I get a chance. And the last part for my fun wheel should be arriving today. So pretty much everything on that board is going to be Fungineers except for the foot pads, which are Land Surf's Platysense. So also be posting some stuff on that in the near future here too. So thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you again soon. Hey, one thing I forgot to add, or two things I kind of forgot to talk about at the end of the last video. So I'm going to throw this on the end of here is this thing's heavy. I actually, I'll run to the grocery store, CVS, etc. with this, and I'll throw it in a cart, and it's heavy. So that's a drawback if you're looking to do, stuff like that, commute it, carry it places, and the handles really do suck on here. So you got them on front and back. Let's see if we can see them here. They're really small. You can barely get your fingers in there. I've heard people say it's kind of like you got to have like rock climbing fingers. So yeah, so that's a little bit of a drawback, but then again, you're getting that much battery and range in this thing, so that's why it's so heavy. Plus, it's a chunky motor and tire. So I wanted to throw that in here at the end. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe out there.